Hey guys, new video here. League starter. This is my league starter. I'm gonna just run a map real quick so you can see it. It's day 2. Well, it's like not even day 2, right? It's like almost day 2 in less than 12 hours. So it's like day 1.5. Here we go. Hit my quicksilver, pop this, and just to show you how easy it is, I'm gonna hide my wave of conviction, and it's only Orb of Storms. Here we go. Alright, chat, don't spam any penises, okay, while I'm streaming. And so we're gonna do some win take. If I forget anything, I'm sorry, but I'll have the profiles open. So right here, the strat, I'm speed farm, so I'm gonna hit the fast forward. Okay, there's no gotchi boys resistance, so I'm just gonna build hella pylons here, right, like that. Little fire totem there, and then let me clean up while I wait for that, right? Because it's just kind of slow. It's kind of slow. Look at this, it's so slow. So I'm only using Orb of Storms right now to kind of demonstrate that like this is a white map, but this is a league starter, and it's just, oh my god, it's so slow. Come on, well, oh, there's 3 nodes. Look at this. Let's put some gotchi boys here. Okay, this is like, I would prefer for this part of the video to be a little bit faster. Maybe I shouldn't have oh, what is that, dude? Maybe I shouldn't have done the Cassie. Yeah, maybe I should. Okay, in the future, I'm not gonna do Cassies in the beginning video because it's too okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm putting on my wave of conviction again to make this a little bit faster. Here we go. All right, enough of this. Enough of this. Right, and then there's this one. I'll make a video after this one explaining, like, if you're completely new to the game or like kind of confused about oh, Lori's Lantern. If you're confused about like how to do the pylons and stuff, like the most efficient way, then I'll do that. Okay, but let me just clear this real quick. So I'm putting down Orb of Storms, and that's the clear. The chains clear everything. The damage is good. I only use Wave of Conviction when there's like a rare maybe, because it applies exposure, which is like negative resist, and that stacks with my conductivity. Or maybe if you have LE weakness, curse on hit thingies later on, it'll stack with that too, giving you the curse limit. And you just run around, you prop it down. Make sure you do for everything, do like cast in place, right? Or else you might like run and then not cast, and it can be kind of dangerous, but very safe. You know, very safe. 2.7k HP here, and then we're kind of done, right? Where's the boss at? Where's the boss? Is this the boss? Right? As you can see, it's like white map once again, but pretty easy stuff. Level this up. Let's go back here. Let's go back to town and check my sustains. Dead sustain. I didn't actually sustain that one. Feels bad. Okay, so I don't need to track anything. Cool. Let's go to the leveling setup real quick. I want to do this like kind of fast because I have 2 videos to make tonight. Leveling is, and thanks to Tai Killer for helping me with this during the leveling process. So I'm going to do a quick little anecdote, right? Before I started playing this build, I don't race. I don't practice racing, right? And it usually takes me on average 9 hours to go from like example, you make a solo self-found character in a new league to killing Katava Act 10 and being ready for maps, being able to go into a map, like 9 hours, maybe 10 hours. And after one night of like Tai being like, hey, try this, and these are like the racing meta, right? I did 3 practice runs, 1 practice run to Blood Aqueducts, and 2 practice runs to level 30. And I shaved off 4 hours off of my time, right? Like every other league, it takes me 8-9 hours, sometimes 10 hours to get to maps. This time it took 5 hours, and that was with like some messing around in Blood Aqueduct to farm for humilities, which I didn't need to do. And it is truly remarkable how like a good, truly budget friendly and like smooth build can like kind of change the way you play like that. So that's early league stuff. So, and this is early league, so if you are just starting, this is something to consider. The leveling process is basically like this, right? You're gonna do Orb of Storms after you do breaking some eggs if you're a shadow, and then you're gonna put in the onslaught, and then you're gonna put in added lightning at level 8, and then later on when you get to act 2 level 16, you can put an Alec Prolif, and you can keep this setup, believe it or not, all the way up. Okay, then your Wave of Conviction or Arch, okay, whichever one that feels better to you. I initially like Arch, but now I like Wave of Conviction. I did Wave of Conviction, Arcane Surge, and Flame Dash. Now, if you look at this setup, this is actually a 2-link for Wave of Conviction because you don't use it that much. It's only to proc more Orb of Storms if you're sitting inside of it, because the way it works is Orb of Storm is ticking, and then if you cast a lightning skill inside, it's going to tick a little bit more. And so, look, you have like a 2-link here, and you have a I mean, this is essentially a 2-link as well. Well, actually, Orb of Storms is actually a 1-link because LA Prolift isn't truly a more modifier, and then Onslaught is like whatever, right? That's just get you moving faster. And then the later on, you're gonna do, well, early on, you're also gonna Explosive Trap. You're gonna have to buy this probably for your Shadow, and you're gonna get like the Lesser Poison from the Twilight Strand that you just picked up randomly when you made your character, and then you go Trap Mind Damage. And this is gonna be like your single target all the way through. Level 28, kill Gravitius, you get Light Inspired Trap, and then you get Control Destruction. You can put in Control Destruction, which you should have at level 18. Trap and Mind Damage, you know, after talking to Silk, after helping him, and then you can do LA Focus if you have a 4-link. Now, I have to say, you don't need any 4 links. You actually don't even need a 3-link. There was times where I messed up my links or my colors, and I was running a 2-link, and it's totally fine. So yeah, what is that? Oh, Blake OC, thanks for 9 billion years in a row. Thank you. Big kisses to you. Thank you. Okay, so that's it. The other stuff down here is just while I was like theory crafting before the league started of like where I was going to go with this build, and that's kind of thrown out the window because it doesn't matter. The build is so strong under like whatever trash gear you have that it doesn't matter, right? This is like for your first character if you want to do it. Okay. Oh, you guys couldn't see. You couldn't see. Oh no, you couldn't see the thing. Oh no, did I press the thing on X? Okay, well you can see it here. Okay, this is like, okay, ET is Explosive Trap, Wave of Conviction, Orb of Storms. Okay, that's the links. You can copy that. Oh no, the video is ruined. Well, it's scuffed. Well, that's too bad. Okay, so let's go over day 1.5 so I can truly show you the I guess like the budget aspect of this build. Now we're gonna take a look at this. Now these are Shadows and Dust. This was gotten yesterday at 12C. Later on in the league, it will be like 1 alchemy, right? LE weakness ones might be a couple exalts, but we'll get those later. The staff Agnard West is insane. I bought this for 14C on the first day. And you know, it's got some you might have to take like some strength notes for this, but flat lightning damage to spells, +2. They changed lots of these gem levels of elemental skills to be global, so +2 to all lightning gems. That's Wave of Conviction, that's your Orb of Storms, and it's your Lightning Jolt. Helps a little bit, right? And of course, if you use like Lightning Penetration or other things like that, you know, just any lightning tag thing will be like boom. It's like it's pretty cool. Actually, I don't know if Lightning Pen actually works. Hold on, let me check. Where's Lightning Pen? It's not a lightning spell gem. Okay, I'm an idiot, but you know what I mean. Like any lightning spell gem, skill gem is gonna be fine. Okay, sorry, only lightning spell and skill gems, and then penetration, which is essentially like you know, +2 levels. You can think of it like that, but it's even better because you're gonna have other penetration on the tree. You're gonna have like curses and all this other crazy stuff. Okay, so very good staff, very budget. If you've played any other league in your life, you know that you end up with like 10, 20, 30 of these by the end of the league. So it gets really cheap, really fast. You know, people use it for Vinctar Square. I don't even think people look at the rolls on this staff anymore. Like, because before I looked at the staff, when it was mentioned to me, I had no idea what an Agnerod staff does. Like, I couldn't tell you what the rolls on any Agnerod was because I only did it for Vinctars. So it was very cheap staff. Once again, this is like actual day one on stream bought these items. So they will only get cheaper if you're starting now. The helm is a gold. This is actually like a 2C buy. It will become 1 alchemy later on, right? Unless there's an enchant on it that you want. Now the chest is a tabby Rassi. Nothing to see here, right? We have this amulet. Pretty awesome amulet. Right? I'm a spellcaster. I have I have a crafted life roll, some attack rolls there, which don't matter, and then just whatever resist I could find. This was actually a I think that this was like, I think I might have found this in my dump tabs actually. Like if you look at my dump tabs when I'm mapping, I have like amulets, I have like rings, and you're just gonna like find stuff like this. It's such trash, right? And then I have rings that cover my resist. This dropped out of like a blight thing, but I'm pretty sure this is like 1 alchemy. You can I'm actually not like res cap sometimes with this ring, but I'm using another complete trash crafted ring that I just found, right? So these are like 1 alchemy rings, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. Just cap out your resist. You don't really even need a life roll. Like the life roll is like, it's like whatever, right? You can just craft it on there for like some augments or something. So really trash jewelry. The tabby, the belt is a corrupted belt that I bought for like 1C. Before that, I was actually using a worm's molt, and I was using what else was I using? I think I was using Parandis for like the 30 stats or something. So that doesn't really matter. And then the booties, I was actually using what are they called? They're like these unique booties that have evasion, but they're like dexterity. I forgot what they're called. They're not step inner. They are, oh man, video scuff. I can't remember the name. Right here. I was using these right here. Three-step assaults that just dropped out of like some random chest or something, right? So no specific like gearing part, just cap resist and maybe get a little bit of life if you can, because this build really does function on 2-3 links. And as for the what did I miss? Flasks, you know, obviously you're gonna do a quicksilver if you can later on. Quartz flask is just for defenses because there's like a decent amount of dodge in this build. Silver flask you get in Act 5. Diamond flask, you know, you put that level 27, and I'm just using this because there's some new rolls on flasks, and this is basically, you look at the prefix, it's new, and there's a lot of suffixes that are new that can make you faster or you know, attack, cast faster, things like that. But we'll talk about this enduring. So if I spam this in a map, right, I'm like casting, right, you see my mana regen, and then but if I spam this, look at that, you see my mana there, the effects aren't removed. So think of it as like Slayer Overleech for your mana. So you can just spam this all day long, and then your mana is gonna like go really fast and really nice prefix. And it kind of makes it almost worth it to use a mana and or maybe like a life flask or whatever. Like, oh, sorry, not mana and life flask. Mana slash life flask, a hybrid flask. And I will replace this later on for some unique thing, right? But so that's the items. So as you can see, truly budget gear. My gems, like, I mean, they're hitting 19 now. I GCP'd a few down, so they're like, you know, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 now, since it's like day 1.5. So nothing too special, and it wrecks things. We did, I'm not going to link it here because I don't know how to edit videos, but on stream, a day before the league, me and Tai we put together maybe like a 1 to 2 exalt, like trash gear setup that's a little bit better than this, and we went into a Forge of the Ponix with 8 mods and like resist and ally weakness and all this crap, and we just cleared the map exactly the same as you saw me clear that white map. I got one shot by the boss, but that's because I wasn't res capped, because we threw the gear together in like 5 minutes. So it is a pretty solid league starter. It's a hitting build. It's a safe build. It's like not a lot of getting stuck in animations. It's good for the league mechanic. It's good for mapping. You can kill Uber Elder on a 3-link and a 4-link. I think Tai has actually done that before on his stream. You can go watch him there. And that's all I want to say about the gear, right? You can figure the stuff out. And if you can't figure the stuff out from looking at this trash, then, you know, then you're in a little bit of trouble. I will post a pastement of the build underneath in its current state, so you can kind of, you know, copy and whatever. But I'll talk about the links a little bit later, because the links are kind of, they change a lot and you don't need them. So skill tree, what we're gonna do first, what I did first is I went up into here and I took Blood Siphon, I went into Cold Hearted, I took the lethal and the resourcefulness and then the move speed here, and I went up into Doomcast, and then I went across and I went down here, and I think, yeah, I didn't go up here at first because you don't want like this, right? But and then you go across here into this area, and then you go into Templar. And that's it. Now a lot, oh sorry, I was dual wielding with wands, so actually I went kind of like up here, this little detour before Templar. I went here and then Dark Arts the entire wheel, because like Pretty Pog knows right here, and then Templar. Now a lot of people go, why not Ellie Overlord? And you can go Ellie Overlord if you're a witch, because it's very close and very powerful, but you're an assassin, and by the time I got over here, I was already like level 40 something, right? So you have your Mistwalker. You're starting to get ready for Cruel Lab in a little bit, so you're gonna like have some juice. Like the multiplier already is, if you think about it, is more of a multiplier than Elemental Overlord by the time you're over here, and you have all this stuff over here and like right here. So it's not really like here and here, so it's not really that, worth it. So then after you get all this, I would say don't go this or this until like later on, or even like this and this, because it doesn't matter, right? And then also jewel sockets, you won't have any jewels when you're leveling, really. So that's kind of whatever. Now, what did I go first here? So I went Mistwalker, because this is truly ridiculous. You have Mistwalker, which gives you let's just say like bursts of speed, right? It's like a stim pack for your guy, and it does wind down a little bit, but it's always up. And then the dodge is insane. Elusive, you can read what it does there, but it is speed, and it is defensive, and it is one, besides the Gladiator, always 20% attack and more move speed. It is the second best leveling I've ever felt because the gladiator is just so crazy. But that was more like a twink gear kind of guy, so can't really compare. So assassin is kind of OP this league, good for hardcore, good for softcore, and then after that you can take either of these. Now these two can be talked about and debated. I don't really mind either one of them. I kind of like this one initially because I want to guarantee that crit, because if you crit you're gonna one-shot everything on the way leveling, whereas this is pretty good if you're like killing a boss or like, you know, one or two like tougher enemies. They're both good, you know, take whatever you want. There's so many things to be said about both these, but you'll eventually go down here because this is OP, and then you can swap this around as you like, right? I don't think there's a right answer here. It depends on how you feel about it, but definitely this first, and then either of these two, right? And then you get the other one, and then when you get Uber Lab, you can delete one and then go down into Deadly Infusion, if that makes sense. Okay. Jewels, I'm just using like some I'm using pure talent because it gets 0.5 base, rare jewel with like a combination of mods. I searched these jewels on stream. I was actually playing with 2 empty jewel sockets for like 8 hours earlier, and these were truly budget jewels. They were 1C and like 5C, so day 1.5, by the way. Later on, there'll be one out to me. Let's talk about the gem setups that I think are mandatory past the leveling point. Okay, if you get a tabby, Ellie Prolif, Lightning Pen, okay, or Ink AoE, Orb of Storms, obviously you have to have that, and then the Control Destruction. Now that's a 4 link, and that's enough. If you lag too much, take out Ellie Prolif and put in something else. Added Lightning, added Cold, whatever, Ice Blight, right? I'd say Ice Blight for the Frenzies is pretty damn good if you can fit that in there. And then Chain is also mandatory at level 38. When you're in the leveling dock that you saw there, the Chain gets swapped out in place of the Onslaught, because you get your Act 5, you should probably be what, level 30 by level 38. You'll swap in the Chain because then you have your Silver Flask. Try to roll Chemist, because if you don't have a 2-use Silver Flask, you might find it dropping off, and in that case what you can do is you can take an Onslaught gem, put it in your Herald of Ice, or put it in your Herald of Thunder, or both, whatever you want to do, right? So that's like the links right there. The Wave of Conviction can honestly be used on a 1 link. It is only to apply Exposure, and Exposure stacks with Ellie Weakness, it stacks with Conductivity. So, but if you were to do a 3 link, then Wave of Conviction, I guess Fizz to Lightning, and then like Arcane Surge or something, or maybe you can even put Onslaught in there. I don't even know. Right now, don't look at this because this is just like a weird setup that I'm doing. I would use a Lightning Jolt because cast speed is pretty nice. In the Herald of Thunder setup, you do have a lot of mana, because if you think Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice, that's only 50% mana. You can put in whatever you want, really. I like a Curse on Hit setup with Conductivity. I think like Shadow doesn't get Ellie Weakness, so I didn't use that. But if you look at the tooltips, it's mostly Lightning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Curse on Hit, Conductivity is very strong, you know, for the bosses that are like the white mobs and the blue mobs are going to get one shot. The rare mobs are, if they remain, the Herald of Thunder will proc the Conductivity, so it's fine. You don't need like some on hit for everything Conductivity on like gloves, or like Ellie Weakness on gloves, even when you hit maps. And then what else am I using? I was using a Whale Grace. No, I was using a Whale Haste or a Whale Grace when I was leveling, because I found it in a Whale side area. And you don't need this either, right? 3 link is fine. Put it wherever you can fit it. And the Herald of Ice with the Assassin, I actually think that you can do some cool stuff with this. So Innervate's really good. You can put Innervate also on the Herald of Thunder. Actually, I got GCP this one down. And then you're gonna do probably, I'm leveling Enlighten, but you can do Increased Crit, because Increased Crit is only 1.15, I think, multiplier, and that it leads to a little bit extra chain. You can do Ink AoE, but that's 1.4 multiplier, so depending on how much you cast, you might be pushing a little bit. Okay. And then what other gems I'm using? Flame Dash, Arcane Surge, very important. Make sure that your Arcane Surge is not leveled to the point where you need to do like 2 Flame Dash or like 3 Flame Dashes, right? Yo, Tadika, we're just talking about, yo, Tadika, I'm making a video for this build. I mentioned you. Yo, thank you for that host, Tadika. I love you. Mwah, big kiss. Okay, so that's like the most important thing here, because it's very easy to accidentally level up your Arcane Surge so that you might go like 10 seconds without an Arcane Surge, and that's pretty bad, right? Because this is like global damage for everything that you have. Have a good night. Hey, good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite you when you're sleeping. Okay. So now I'm using like double this, but once again, don't copy this exact setup. This is just like the bare bones. Okay. And is there anything else I'm missing? All right. Talked about Curse on Hit. Talked about Herald of Ice setup. Talked about the Flame Dash. And I think that's about it. Right. It's pretty simple, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. It's very, very good for the league mechanic, and that's it. Need completion. Oh. Yeah, Spog. That's it. Okay, that's the video. If you have any questions, paste spins below. Watch TyTyKiller stream, twitch.tv/TyTyKiller. He has like a 2 minute a 2 minute act 10 Katava, dude. He's got a 2 hour 20 minute Katava 10 kill. Oh, also to mention, when I shaved off 4 hours off my leveling time, it was clean. I did all the skill points and I did normal and cruel lab. Okay, so if someone as bad as me can go from 9 hours to 5 hours in like basically 1.5 practice runs the night before, like come on, it's a good build, right? And that's it. So I stream right now on Twitch. You can ask me questions there. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for watching the video. Okay, bye. I'm back. Yo, I'm back. Poor Joyce. Okay, I'm gonna sit at the beginning there. Yo, where's my music? Link Google Doc? I'm not sharing my Google Doc because there's porn at the end of the thing. There's porn at the end of the thing. Do you think I'll die in here? Oh, yeah, stranded here, dude. Ah, this guy's so tanky, dude. 2-player HP, by the way. Yo, this song is so pog, actually. I'm gonna hide right here. I'm gonna hide. Excuse me. I did a big achoo. Okay, I'll put that in on YouTube later. I'm gonna listen to the song. Let's listen to the song from the beginning because it's so pog. Bless you. Yo, thank you. What if I die here? Ugh. Hey, thank you for blessing me. All right, thank you for being the Lord and blessing me. Yo, we did it. We actually got completion. Here. Let me pay you in your hideout. How much is Poor Joy's right now? To kill all the bandits? Oh shit, I didn't talk about that, did I? I didn't talk about pantheons either, but my pantheons aren't even filled in. So I'll add that below. That's like pantheon and bandits go below the YouTube.